Swings to Antonio, feet set. The WA local knocks down the three.
Hey guys.
Hello, Ariana.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How's it going?
Looking at the monitor, okay. Hey, everyone.
What's happening?
Hello. That studio looks fancy schmancy.
It is fancy. How's Far North Queensland?
Oh, it's amazing. A little bit hot, so I won't wear like a long sleeves next time, but it's been amazing.
Your hair still looks good. When I was doing courtside up there, it would just expand on me.
Oh, I literally used a whole bottle of hairspray. I'm like, no, not today, not today, Satan, not today.
Love it.
Hey, Ariana, so we'll come to you. I'll come to you first. We can just talk about Latmayan. So that'll be the first thing we go to, sort of, you know, playing against his former team. Then Jenna will come to you for the Taran Armstrong update. You spoke to 40 earlier. And then Liam will come to you just for a little bit on Rob Edwards and his impact on the game. So we'll have a little bit of back and forth as opposed to just you doing a, you know,
Okay, sounds good.
one thing to camera, just to sort of, yeah, get nice and established in the broadcast.
All right, sounds great.
You play point guard. We'll run.
Feet set. The WA local knocks down the three.
NBL action set to heat up in far north Queensland. Two teams coming off a round one loss. The Adelaide 36ers and the Cairns Taipans. The Snakes were soundly beaten by Illawarra in their first outing. The Sixers made a close thing of it against the Sydney Kings, and they're looking to take a win up north against this Cairns Taipans team. Great to have your company. First of a Saturday night doubleheader. Joel Peterson alongside Australian Opals captain Jenna O'Hay and one of the sharpest minds in the game, Liam Santamaria, as we set things up with our Mitsubishi Motors ladder right off the top. Two teams that, of course, didn't get a win in that opening round. So the Snakes sit bottom of the table. The Adelaide 36ers defeated by 8 points by the Sydney Kings. They are just inside those play-in spots at the moment as we get into this one. Jenna, one of the big stories coming out of the 36ers opening performance was, of course, their gun recruit, Montrez Harrell.
He was amazing to start the season, coming off the bench 20 minutes, and he had 13 points, 13 rebounds, 4 of those being offensive, and he came with so much energy. He created so much for their shooters by rolling hard, finishing in the paint, and he hasn't played basketball in a little while, and I did not see that. Being able to protect the rim, which Adelaide really need, and then hitting shooters outside, finishing with some very powerful dunks inside, and playing some great defense as well. Full of energy, exciting the crowd, which we all heard about.
Former 6th Man of the Year in the NBA, of course, we know the resume that he comes in with. In the big man department, he's up against the big lumberjack from Spokane, Washington, Liam, in Tanner Groves.
Well, he's going to need to be big again in this one, isn't he, Tanner Groves? 19-7 in the loss to Illawarra. He was probably one of the shining lights for the Snakes in that game. Second year at pro, out of the University of Oklahoma, and he's substance over style. He's a guy that's going to get out there, pound away, and get it done. And look, can pick and pop, can knock it down from mid-range, long range, but does most of his work around the cup. He's scored on a really high clip, 60% from the field. He's going to need to be huge in this one.
Absolutely he is. So the big men battle will be a really interesting one tonight. Great to have a new face as part of our coverage this season in the NBL as well. And an Emmy Award-winning reporter. She's covered NBA and WNBA sidelines as we welcome in Ariana Prather. Ariana, welcome to you. A couple of players who are going up against their old teams this year. Lat Mayan is one of them.
That's right, guys. I spoke to Lat Mayan before the game, who told me that not only is it a homecoming for him, he knows it's going to be a tough matchup tonight with his old coach, Adam Ford. He knows he's going to draw up a great game plan, but for him personally, he's just focused on staying aggressive. He had a huge 23 points in their home opener, round 1.
Ariana, great to have you on the team. We're all dying to see Taron Armstrong back on the court. What is the update with him?
Well, great news for Cairns fans. Coach Fordy told me before the game that he started to do a little bit more in practice, and who knows, we might expect to see him on the court next week.
Ariana, in his absence, Rob Edwards is going to carry the ball a fair bit. What's the word on Edwards coming into this one?
Well, he told me the player that he wants to be in his NBL debut this season is just a player that is aggressive, that's a leader, that's able to kind of fill in that void that now that Taron Armstrong isn't here, and just be aggressive offensively and provide that energy on defense.
Ariana, thank you. Looking forward to hearing much more from you throughout the call this evening. Let's get into our starting lineups. The Snakes, of course, unchanged from that lineup that ran out there for their first game of the season. They've got a little bit of work to do to make up from that round 1 performance.
They do. I'd really like to see Sam Wardenberg have a really standout game. Coming off the Youth Player of the Year, he was a bit quieter last season, so I'm expecting a lot more from him tonight.
And the Adelaide 36ers, of course, Isaac Humphries, he was quiet last week, Liam. He's in that starting lineup, and he'd love to have a big performance. Yeah,
Montrezl Harrell still coming off the bench. Humphries, just 2 points, 1 rebound in the loss to Sydney. So they need to make a bit of a focus of him off the tip.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Here's the first of a big doubleheader on Saturday night hoops. It's the Cairns Taipans in the far north hosting the Adelaide 36ers. The Sixers got beaten in round one, but they played a good game of basketball against one of the championship favourites. And I think at home, Cairns, they need to find something early in the season. So we'll take Cairns in the Sportsbet same game multi to keep this one close. I like Sam Wardenberg. He was prominent in round one. DJ Vasiljevic was all over the place as well. And big Montrezl Harrell, he'll be getting on the glass and getting it done. It's a big price. Good luck.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Hungry Jack's round C's NBL action hit the Snake Pit for the first time this season as Cairns host Adelaide to kick off a super Saturday night doubleheader. The Orange Army is rolling up to the Cairns Convention Centre for the first time this season, hoping their team can bounce back from a round one loss to the Illawarra Hawks. And so too is our match ball, courtesy of our Game Time by Kmart ball delivery by Liam Russell, a 12-year-old local. He loves the Snakes. His fave player is Sam Wardenberg, and he met a couple of the locals before the game. We're all set for the Sixers and the Snakes, which starts now.
Cooks comes back. Get that up out of here. Harrell says not today. Force and power, Montrezl Harrell. He tried to break the ring, didn't he?
Wardenberg drives. That's a nice finish. Edwards, it's what he's capable of. Davis for Mayen. Great look. Knocks it down. Swings to Antonio. Feet set. The WA local knocks down the three.
NBL action is set to heat up in far north Queensland. Two teams coming off a round one loss, lock horns, as the Cairns Taipans host the Adelaide 36ers. The Snakes were overpowered by the Hawks last week, going down by 27, while the Sixers pushed the Sydney Kings to close out Hoops Fest. After a very slow start, they got going in an awful hurry. Great to have you with us for a Saturday night doubleheader. Joel Peterson, Genero Hay, Liam Santa Maria with you. Our Mitsubishi Motors ladder. Two teams, of course, 0-1 to start this campaign and looking to get off to a winning start in far north Queensland. A big part of it for the Sixers, Jenna, was their star recruit, Montrezl Harrell.
We know the NBL attracts high-profile players, and he is a high-profile as it gets, both personality and game-wise. He came off the bench with 20 minutes, had 13 points, 13 rebounds, 4 of those being offensive. He had a terrific game. He rolled really hard to the rim and created a lot of opportunities for Adelaide. There he is right down the centre there, finishes it off. He was also really great at protecting the rim with those blocks. And then Adelaide are able to get out and run, finding shooters, repeated efforts. He was terrific, and I see him just getting better and better with each game that he plays in this team.
Had to remove a little bit of jewellery pre-game last week. Hopefully he hasn't had that same experience so far tonight. That man, Tanner Groves, he will have his hands full tonight, Lee.
Yeah, he will. They're going to need him to be good, Tanner Groves, as their key piece in the middle. He was impressive, I thought, in their season opener. They took a 27-point loss, but Groves was something of a silver lining. 19 and 7 at 60%. And what you like about Groves is that he's a three-level scorer. He can use his strength to use some physicality and score around the cup. He can pick and pop. He can step out and make things happen in the mid-range. And then you love the fact that he can stretch it and he can knock it down from the perimeter, and he was able to find a little touch from out there against the Hawks. He's going to need to be highly productive again today.
Yeah, the battle of the big men will be very critical in tonight's matchup. Great to welcome a new face into our coverage this season in the NBL, an Emmy award-winning reporter. She's covered NBA, WNBA sidelines. Ariana Prather is part of our broadcast team. Ariana, a couple of players coming up against their former teams. Lat Mayen is one of them. Welcome to you.
That's right, Joe. I spoke to Lat Mayen before the game, who told me he is so excited for his homecoming tonight. He knows his former coach, Adam Ford, is going to have a great game plan written up, but for him personally, he just wants to focus on staying aggressive offensively. We know he had that huge round one game with 23 points.
Ariana, great to have you part of the team. We're all wanting to see Taran Armstrong back on the court. What update do you have on him?
Well, great news for Cairns fans. Coach Ford told me before the game that he has been doing some things in practice, and who knows, we might get to see the stars shine again next week.
Well, they're going to need him. In his absence, Ariana, Rob Edwards, the shooting guard, he's going to need to carry the ball a fair bit. But what's the word on Edwards coming into this one?
Well, when I asked him what type of player he wants to be known as in the NBL, he says, I want to be a player known for playing with passion. He wants to bring it on offense and bring it on the defensive end, and the team's going to need it with Taron Armstrong out.
Thank you, Ariana. Look forward to hearing much more from you throughout the course of the evening. Our starting lineups for this one, the Snakes. Rob Edwards, Jonah Antonio, Sam Wardenberg, Tanner Groves and Pedro Bradshaw, who had a rough outing against the Hawks last week. So he will be looking forward to bouncing back from that. And for the Adelaide 36ers, same starting five. So Davis, Mayen, Vasiljevic, Detch and Isaac Humphries continues to be in that starting lineup despite a pretty dismal outing by his lofty standards first up.
Yeah, so Harrell's going to come off the bench again. Humphries, just 2 points, 1 rebound in that season opener. They need to make a focus of him right off the opening tip.
So the Sixers were slow starters last week. And it was a slow finish for the Cairns Taipans. Sitting courtside watching that one, you looked up and all of a sudden it was a 25-point game. So a little bit to work on for both of these teams coming into this one. And it'll be the Sixers who get us underway on the offensive end. They've lost 5 of their past 6 in this venue, has Adelaide. Kendrick Davis, he can light it up. Low numbers for DJ, guarded by Antonio. Burrows his way inside, has it swatted by Groves, who is hiked up early, the big man.
Oh. Big defensive play. First possession, Groves comes across and sends it away.
So under 3 seconds to work with on the shot clock. DJ gets it away, can't hit. The Snakes are out and running. On the other end, Adam Ford said the loss more of a mental battle than things that they needed to fix up necessarily. Wardenberg from outside. That's a really nice start from him, Jenna.
I really want to see a big season from him. He was a bit quieter last season, so that's a great start on his home court this season.
Let's have the former Australian Opals captain, Jenna O'Hay, part of our broadcast team. Lat Mayen thought he didn't touch that last. He let it go out, and it's an orange ball.
Well, it's an ideal start for the Taipans. Talk about that mental battle. He's talking about, hey, listen, we got whacked by 30. So we need some confidence in the early going. So a big stop, a knockdown 3. Groves can't hit there. And a little bit of energy for the Taipans in the early going.
Humphries with an early touch. Fashioned that to himself somehow and gets it to go. Unconventional, but very effective from Big Ice.
Really great to see him attacking early, like you said, Liam, at the start of the game. They've gone to him, a little bit of a fumble, stays with it, gets downhill, and one really great after his slow game last week.
Amy replay, Isaac Humphries, that'll do the world of good for that man's confidence. Can't hit at the line. He was 0 of 2 there last week, shot just over 80% at the free throw line last season. Rob Edwards is going to be a fan favourite in the Snake Pit this season. Underneath to Groves, who need it to Davis. Look at him fly from end to end. Kendrick Davis high off the glass.
Put the Jets on. Super quick end to end. He kisses it off the glass.
Wardenberg underneath, gets fouled and lays it in. He's got all 5 of the Snakes' points with a chance to add another.
Well, they're going to need the bigs to be really productive. We talked about it in the pre-game. Jenna, Humphries, Harrell, I mean, those guys can be dominant players. So Tanner Groves, Sam Wardenberg, that pair needs to be strong tonight.
and make those bigs for Adelaide play some defence, which is exactly what they're doing to start this game.
What do you think the discussions would have been like for Adam Ford and Cairns coming off such a disappointing round one performance? The off-season's full of unknowns and question marks, and then unfortunately they came in and a performance they'd rather take back.
Being on their home court, it would have all been about their energy and enthusiasm coming into this game, playing really good defence. I know Fordy speaks about that a lot, and then getting out and run and play with a lot of ball movement on the offensive end.
Certainly brought the energy to start here. Edwards pulls up. Oh, shooter's roll for Rob Edwards.
It's that home court roll right there.
So an early 5-point break for the Taipans. They won 2 of the 3 between these two teams last year. Sixers by 17 last time they met at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Vasiljevic on a tough take, can't hit. Wardenberg. Early rebound. They were absolutely demolished in that category last week, the Cairns Taipans, and that was a big focus for Adam Ford during the week. Vasiljevic spins, he's fouled.
Yeah, both these teams had their struggles on the glass. Adelaide gave up 20 offensive rebounds to Sydney as well, so it would have been a focus for each of these squads. Doesn't it feel like this is all just kind of like the calm before the storm right now, as we wait for Montrezl Harrell to check in? I mean, he was must watch last week. Every moment he was on the floor, and you can sense. I certainly have the anticipation waiting for him to get out there and make his presence felt.
Isaac Humphrey starting for Mike Wells. Second game in charge of the Sixers. DJ's 2 of 2 at the line. No surprise, 90% free throw shooter last season. Of course, he was a late signing for this Sixers squad. He's got the full off-season and the full campaign in Adelaide. He's enjoying life over there. Sixers organisation enjoying having his services. Wardenberg down low. I like the look of the matchup. Pass was deflected. Edwards, step back straight away. Bang!
And that's Rob Edwards in his comfort zone. You know, handling the ball, running the plays, that's not really his thing. But being, you know, operating late in the shot clock, putting points on the board is where he likes to operate.
Love to see Bradshaw get going as well. He had a rough shooting night against the Hawks. Antonio's left wide open. Galloway pulls it down and puts it back in against his former squad.
Really great confidence boost for him playing against his old team. It's never easy to do, and to get on the boards and put that putback in is great for him.
A little bit of a nerve settler for Kyron Galloway. Davis inside, tough finish, and 1.
Points are good.
Kendrick Davis will step to the free throw line and try to add the bonus. And we know that this man's got some serious moves.
Yeah, I think he's going to be really good this season, Kendrick Davis. Just a second-year pro, put up numbers in the G League last year, but what we saw in the preseason, 11-8 in the season opener, and you know, I think he's a high-level pickup.
I think his contract was stamped with CB, Liam, certified bucket. Kendrick Davis. So Snakes by 5 early. Let's check in courtside with Ariana.
Well, the 36ers have won the battle of the first quarter in the last 3 matchups against Cairns. So I asked Coach Ford before the game how they plan on starting off aggressively, and he said they want to hit them in the mouth first. They don't want to wait to respond and have the 36ers have their way offensively. But they want to hit them in the mouth first on offense, and we see they're getting the job done early on in the game.
Jonah Antonio throwing a right jab right at the beak of Murray the Magpie, the 36ers mascot. Lat Mayen on the take inside. Of course, he and Jalen Galloway essentially traded for one another in the off-season.
Lat was terrific last week, wasn't he? Career high 23 points. We spoke about in the pre-game. And he's got a big opportunity here with Jarrell Martin starting the season out injured. He gets to be in the starting lineup, and against his former team tonight, put his improvement on display.
They out there for the 36ers. Edwards up and under past Humphries. Just can't get it to go. Still running with their starting five. The Snakes over halfway gone in the opening frame. Beautiful dish. Kadid, Humphries. Mayan has a look at it, and then a really good look at it.
Really great offensive set by Adelaide there. Kadid with the little fake to Humphrey, who was rolling hard, out to a three-point shooter, and that's great for Lat to hit a basket on his old home court.
No hesitation from him either. Wardenberg couldn't fish. He just looks like a player that's playing with so much confidence at the moment. Speaking of confidence, never short of it, is DJ Vasiljevic.
Crafty off the bounce. We know he can knock it down from long range, but he's a scorer, not just a shooter. And there he is operating off the bounce.
Speaking of scoring, Rob Edwards, he knows how to do exactly that. He muscles his way inside.
This is crafty from Jason Kadid. Rejects the screen. Beautiful find for Humphries, throws the extra pass. As you said, Jenna, really good execution from the 36ers. And this is why guys, you see down the other end, Edwards, good shot fake, draws the contact. Knows where the camera is. That's why guys love playing with Jason Kadid, because as he snakes off ball screens, he creates an advantage and it results in open looks.
Can't hit the line, Rob Edwards. 17 points last week, didn't make a two-point field goal, so he's already ticked that box this evening. DJ from outside rattles one in.
Carl Adnam just got caught up slightly on that Harrell screen, and DJ's going to love playing with a screener like that.
Kyle Adnam providing a bit of support at that backup point guard spot. Nick Marshall out there as well for the 36ers now, and Big Trez has made his entrance to the ball game. I'll waste no time getting him involved. But Vasiljevic is really feeling it early. And a timeout for Adam Ford, because DJ's got off the leash. Back-to-back threes. And the 36ers have got the advantage.
Beautiful from Adelaide, punished the veer switch here. They go back to Trez, one-hand touch pass, unselfish from the big fella. And Vasiljevic makes the Snakes pay.
Hand down, man down. Gak needs to carry a hand on that. He's just made one. You can't let DJ get that much time and space.
There's always going to be a question mark how they contained him. And Adam Ford spoke to Ariana Prather about that pre-game.
On the defensive end, DJ is currently leading the league in 20-point games. He has 6 consecutively. How do you stop him on the perimeter and Montrez inside?
Yeah, it's a collective effort. That was one of the things I felt like we were quite disappointed in last year, was we didn't all have 5 on the ball. There was a lot of guys sort of hugging their man unnecessarily. So it's important that we're in the gaps and we're active in these positions, and we're always want to have 1.5 defenders on the ball. So it's not just going to be a one-man effort to stop DJ, but collective.
They need a collective effort at the moment, because that problem has come about very quickly indeed.
And Adelaide shot 60% from the three-point line last week, and they've started the game really well from the three-point line. Cairns need to defend that, have a hand up, get them into the paint. 16
of 26. Conversely, the Hawks shot it at just 25% last week against the Snakes. Okay, Gang checks into the game and can't hit the three. Out there with Galloway, Bradshaw, Antonio and Adnam. Marshall, Kadid, May and Harrell, Vasiljevic. The 5 for Adelaide. DJ drop-off pass. Montrez Harrell just bullies his way inside.
Too big, too strong. AK Gak's got his hands full. Just out-muscled in the air from Harrell right there, and he finishes at the rim.
Adnam hangs and hits. That's crafty. A much-needed one as well to break an 8-0 run for the 36ers, who trailed 19-3 early against the Kings last week before clawing that lead back to go into quarter time ahead. Vasiljevic just likes the look of everything at the moment.
That's a tough contest. Hand up right there, but at this point, Vasiljevic has got his eye in. Any little bit of daylight, he's knocking it down.
2 minutes remaining, Sixers by 3. Kyle Adnam goes back to work and gets the hometown roll. Welcome to Cairns, Kyle Adnam. The inside. He was fouled on the way through. Ken Widgeon, James Boyer, Jackie Dover, our refereeing crew this evening.
Orange ball.
See that the free throws feature of this year is those huddles at the top of the three-point line just to try and speed things up.
Yeah, you got to keep it moving. Bit of an adjustment for the players. Used to huddling right around that no charge zone. Jason Kadee so crafty at drawing fouls in those situations. Establishes the contact, screams and yells, make sure everybody hears about it. And it was a late whistle there, but a good one.
What's the more key part, establishing the contact or making sure the referees know about it?
A little from column A, a little from column B.
equal measure. Great to have Jen Rohay and Liam Santamaria with us this evening. Ariana Prather courtside. Sixers by 3, minute and a half remaining. Jonah Antonio flying down the lane.
Really good take from Antonio, known as a three-point shooter, so hard closeout, little shot fake, gets 2 feet in the paint.
1 point game closing in on quarter time. Davis goes to the hardwood. Jacob Rigoni getting some early run for the Sixers. Kadee snakes his way inside and faked Antonio out of it. Might have been not exactly how he drew it up, Jason Kadee, but it was effective nonetheless. The Sixers still cling to a margin, but Sam Wardenberg swipes that away.
It's an important hit. AK Gack got a similar look a couple of minutes ago. You got to stretch Montrezl Harrell out. He's just such a powerful presence protecting the rim, but if you can pick and pop and knock it down, it makes things tricky.
Trading buckets to end this opening term, these two teams.
That's a great cut by Marshall there. Harrell got the ball. Literally every single Cairns player was looking at Harrell with the ball. Great cut and a great finish in the paint.
4.5 second difference shot and game clock. Rob Edwards winding things down. Wardenberg's got 9 already from deep. Step back from the big man won't go. And the Sixers can push it in transition. Davis again racing to beat the buzzer at quarter time. Kendrick Davis flies from end to end and hands the 36ers a 4-point quarter time lead. It's Adelaide 32 to the hometown Snakes 28.
Scan that code. Enter your details. You can simply win. Oh, don't forget your seat number as well too.
octane opening term at the Cairns Convention Centre. It was the Snakes who jumped out to an early lead behind some firepower from Rob Edwards, the man they call the microwave. Hit up! And he was pretty happy with some of his work, so too was his coach. And then DJ was the one who got the Sixers back into it. A game-high 12 points at quarter time, 4 of 7 from the field. We know he can do it. And it's the 36ers who lead by 4 at quarter time, 32-28. Joel Peterson, Jenna O'Hay, Liam Santamaria and Ariana Prather with you for the first of a Saturday night doubleheader. Tassie and Melbourne to come later tonight. Of course, the Jack Jumpers will raise their championship banner down at MyState Bank Arena. Should be a very exciting night for the locals.
In front of the team they beat.
Brutal.
That's rough.
Melbourne United might be able to just point right back to the round 1 scoreboard and say, we've got one over you so far this year. Edwards from outside continues on his good work. He's been terrific.
He really has been. Did you know he's Derek Walton Jr.'s cousin?
There you go.
Yeah, they have similar body types and similar ilk in terms of playing style as well, so we know he's going to have a good season here.
Here's Harrell on the lob with some real power. Just chuck it in his direction. Like a big tight end out there. He'll just gobble up anything that comes his way. Bradshaw inside, can't hit. 2 of 13 last week for Pedro Bradshaw. Marshall on the pass from Davis, rattles it in.
Great kick out. Kendrick Davis just exploring, probing in transition. 2 feet in the paint, pitches it to the open shooter.
Game high 6-point lead for the 36ers. They trailed by as many as 8 in that opening term on a couple of occasions. Had them inside for Wardenberg. Groves cleans it up.
Groves out there with the 2 personals picked up early in that first quarter, so he's going to need to be careful. Needs to play tough at this end against Montrezl Harrell, but avoid that 3rd foul in this second quarter.
Here's Harrell again. Making sure that the Cairns crowd and the basket stanchion knows that he's in the building.
I love the Adelaide 36ers offense. They play with so much space. They get their feet in the paint and either kicking out to a 3-point shooter or Harrell rolling hard.
Red ball offense hits to the face. Getting out of the way, essentially trying to avoid the contact, and Harrell assaulting the rim.
I feel like we're going to see that grin a few times throughout the course of the season. And generally after a block or a dunk.
He's having a good time, isn't it? We heard the audio. He was mic'd up in round 1, and he said, hey, man, I haven't played in a while. I'm having a good time out here. And it's great to see someone playing with that level of joy and enthusiasm.
Exuberance from Montrezl Harrell. And again, he's owning this second term and putting some real hurt on that rim.
Really great Spanish action, really hard to defend, and gosh, he's good, Harrell.
Wardenberg outside, Bradshaw runs into the roadblock that is Montrezl Harrell. Almost a little bit of a clumsy turnover there, but Davis is able to mop it up. So Harrell's got 6 points consecutively. Wardenberg pulls down the rebound. Just had the 1 rebound last week, Sam Wardenberg. He's got 3 in this one already. 53 rebounds last week. Turnover here. Edwards almost pinched it back.
Well, they need a timeout. Adam Ford calls it. They're a little shell-shocked. And meanwhile, on the Amy replay, the action you were talking about, Jenna, that led to that Montrezl Harrell dunk. You see Cadiz circles back, screen the screener action, and all of a sudden Davis finds Harrell right at the rim.
Cadiz was also open for the 3-point shot. There was just options everywhere on that one.
Flowing here in this second term. Why not the 3? Why not the 3?
Well, now's the timeout. And Montrezl Harrell is having himself a party in the tropics. What an impact he's had. Again, Davis, great find, good decision. And Harrell's just said, well, I'm feeling good. Lets it fly and knocks it down.
So Montrezl Harrell, He has owned this second term, 11 points. He had 13 on debut last week. He spoke pre-game about what it was like debuting at Hoops Fest.
Montrez, what a great debut that you had. 13 points, 13 boards, along with a little warning from the ref about the crowd. How great did it feel to just be out on the court again?
It was a blessing, honestly. I worked my tail off extremely hard to come back and get back in position to be able to play this high caliber, game of basketball. So just to be able to, go out there and just have the first game under my belt, man, it was a blessing. So I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself. But now it's time to get back on track and focus on winning and, getting this program to where we want to go.
I think you became an instant fan favorite after game one, just everyone seeing that passion that you brought on the court. What type of player do you want to be known as this season in the NBL?
Just a hard-working player, a person that brings it, every night, no matter where he's at, no matter, what the situation is, really, man. I've built my game off playing hard and just leaving it all on the floor, and that's the same thing I want to do while I'm out here doing the same thing.
So Montrezl Harrell making an impact, and the man does have a very impressive jewellery collection. We see a little bit of on show there. As soon as he got off the plane in Adelaide, he had about 15 necklaces around the neck.
He was loaded.
Yep. Absolutely, he is a real character. So 36ers by 11, 44-33. It's a game-high lead. Let's check in courtside. Ariana Prather.
Montrezl Harrell walking off the court just now and screaming, "I'm here and I'm nice." Super excited, super pumped up, and you love to see an energy player like that. And he's also super vocal, talking to his team, really stepping into that leadership role, telling them that they need to keep it up on offense, keep it up on defense, and it's great to see him out there doing his thing.
And it is hard to disagree with him because he is here and he is really nice.
He's such an enormous presence. There he is running the floor, getting ahead of the pack, and providing an option down low. Gets to the free throw line. Down the other end, great hands from Kadee. The Taipans wanted to travel. There's the pivot. They probably should have got it, to be honest, but Harrell's going to the stripe.
He's one of those people that is even bigger in person as well. He looks big on the TV, and he's an imposing presence. He misses the first of two, and when you're new to the Hungry Jacks NBL, there is something you've just got to watch out for. Because if you're in an opposing venue and you miss 2 free throws in a row, you give away burgers.
Oh, you thought it was coming,
Montrez. You said, not tonight, Cam.
Thought you had him all worked out.
And he shaked his head at the crowd too.
I think he was shaking his head at me. 3.5 goal in this second term. Joel Peterson, Liam Santa Maria, Genero Hay, Ariana Prather with you. First of it Saturday night, doubleheader. Tassie and Melbourne still to come. Antonio flying around the arc, lets one go and is fouled.
111.
Well, they needed this. Something of a bit of a settler. Then they're going to go to the stripe. Antonio's a good free throw shooter, and he's going to head there for 3 because this is quickly getting away from the Taipans. The impact of these Adelaide guys off the bench has been enormous. Kadee plus 17, Harrell plus 17, Nick Marshall plus 13. They've run away with the game here in the early going with that punch off the bench.
21 points off the bench.
It was quite similar last week when you looked at the box score from last week's game. It was really that second unit that dragged them back into it.
It's got to be said that with the slowish starts, how long will they keep that starting lineup together for?
Man might have something to think about in the next little while, but they're humming at the moment. Antonio makes all 3, the third-year man out of Western Australia, playing in front of his home crowd last week. Sixers by 9. DJ operating down low. Red numbers for Kadee, down to 5. Step back. Snakes a chance to eat into the margin. Antonio gets that to go.
Super quick release, Antonio, and he's got his radar on.
Pretty rough shooting season last year, 34%. Man of his caliber. He was 1 of 6 last week. He's come out with some real intent in this one. 2 of 3. Edwards can't get it to go. Siljevic the rebounds. Sixers led by as many as 12 in this term. Snakes led by as many as 8 in the opening frame. Cross-court pass. Outside DJ from deep. Jack giving them a bit of an edge on the rebounding, which they sorely needed last week. This Cairns team. Wardenberg falling away. He gets that to go. He's playing with some real juice.
Yeah, the ebbs and flows of this one, Jenna. All of a sudden now the Taipans are rolling. Timeout Mike Wells, and Adelaide needs to talk about it.
This is fun. This is high octane. They're getting up and down, hitting tough shots. Two teams matched up really well against each other.
This is tangerine timeout for Mike Wells in Adelaide.
This is particularly tough. The fadeaway from Wardenberg, the size, the length, the shooting stroke.
He knew he had that overlap, Mayan. He's done that in practice before the last couple of years.
So 11 points for Sam Wardenberg. He's 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 4 from downtown, 4 rebounds and 2 assists for the big Kiwi. The Next Gen Award winner, of course, from a couple of years ago, 3rd season under Adam Ford at the Snakes. He had some injury interruption last year. He didn't shoot the ball particularly well. Looks like he could be primed for a big bounce back season.
Yeah, well, he and Jonah Antonio, the two guys there on your screen, on the left of your screen, they stayed in Far North Queensland the entire off-season. So different guys around the league did different things. Some used the NBL1, the NZNBL. Alex Tui, we've talked about the improvement he made. He got into the lab in Irvine, California. These two guys stayed in Queensland, in Cairns, in market, worked on their game, and there's enthusiasm amongst the Taipans for the seasons that they're going to have.
Absolutely. So coming up next, Tassie and Melbourne United from My State Bank Arena. Felix von Hoff leading the pre-game, Jack Heverin, Leonard Copeland, Andrew Gaze, Kelsey Brown, part of the call team. There's going to be some real feeling in that one. Great to have you with us. Cairns Convention Centre, 45-41, Sixers ahead. Saturday night hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Humphrey spinning away. It's deflected by Wardenberg, so Sixers will have 7 on the shot clock here. Adelaide with their first home game of the season on Thursday night against the South East Melbourne Phoenix. Of course, the N Centre drew massive crowds all of last season. 3 on the shot clock for Vasiljevic. Needs to get it off, and does in fine style.
I like the idea for Cairns to trap that low shot clock, but Gak still needs to carry a hand. That DJ Vasiljevic coming off that, carry a hand, not let him shoot that three-point shot.
Duffelmeyer, who played big minutes last week in that backup point guard role. Stretching the floor as well.
Right, shooting the heck out of it, both teams. The Taipans now 8 for 15 from 3, so over 50%. And the 36ers likewise 6 of 10, so both these teams scorching hot from three-point territory.
Haven't seen Tad Duffelmeyer in the NBL since he played with the 36ers back in NBL22, 27 appearances, 13 minutes a game that season. Getting a chance with Adam Ford's team. Sixers keep it alive. Humphreys just flings it at the rim over the top of Gak.
There's the double you're talking about. Jenna Gak, just again, you give him a little bit of daylight. There's 1 second on the shot clock. You gotta stay attached. Down this end, Antonio turns it down. Duffelmeyer takes advantage.
Humphreys gets it to go at the line.
Make some noise.
3 points for Isaac. Just under 9 minutes of game time so far. We'll hear from him at half-time. Really interesting feature coming up at the main break on all the goings-on in Adelaide in the off-season. This is the second free throw. 3.5 remaining in this first half. It's been high-octane stuff. Sixers 49, Snakes 44. Duffelmeyer making moves, getting all the way inside. Good defense from Humphreys in the end. Mayen on the take. He can't get it to go.
Well, it's great action from the 36ers. Quick early drag screen for Kendrick Davis, and you know he's an advantage creator. You can see Humphries slaps it on, and as soon as Kendrick Davis gets 2 feet in the paint, well, now you're in trouble. You're closing out. Lat Mayen attacks the closeout, gets himself to the free throw line. This is part of how Mike Wells wants to operate. Give Kendrick Davis the ball, let him operate in transition, and everybody can enjoy what he serves up.
What's it like playing in front of your old team in their home venue, Jenna?
You can't underestimate the feelings and emotions going into a game in the home stadium that you played in for many years. He'd be feeling the nerves, but I think he should also have a lot of confidence. He knows these rings, he knows the crowd. He didn't leave on bad terms at all, so the crowd won't be mean to him, but there is a certain sense of nerves and anxiousness going into your old court.
Adnam from 3. Kyle Adnam strikes it.
Well, the three-point shooting has been incredible from the Taipans. That's 9 now at 56%. And it's why they're in touch.
Keeping them alive. 2:30 remaining in this second term. Sunday Detch cutting baseline. Strong finish. First points of the evening for Sunday Detch. Wardenberg almost had the pass pitched, and he scoots his way inside. Finishes with the offhand.
You can hear 40 saying for Gat to roll hard. And then it was the quick ball reversal, and Wardenberg's able to get downhill and a nice finish.
Oh, Davis, the fancy footwork. Humphries gives it up. Detch's pass might have been intended for Mayen. Davis pitched it. There's a lot going on in that offensive set for the 36ers.
Well, Davis having a conversation with Humphries as they come back down the floor saying, shoot that thing, big fella.
At the other end, Edwards makes them pay. Rob Edwards has got 13. So 5 of 9 shooting for Rob Edwards. And what was a 45-33 36ers lead is now a 1-point game. 52-51 with 1 minute 39 remaining in this first half. Adam Ford and Kerry Williams talking things over. DJ Vasiljevic has got 15 points for the 36ers. Wardenberg's got 13, as well as Rob Edwards for the Taipans. At the other end, let's have a listen in to Mike Wells.
Pop it to Trez. Right, Trez, as soon as Trez has got it, we're through, and you've either got the handoff with DJ or you got the key. We're on the rim. Elbow, elbow. Elbow 125. I just flipped this side. Win the quarter here. Win the quarter. Hey, be ready for rub 14. Rub 1-4 peel. That'd be you. Rub 1-4 peel. Sunday the 4. Yeah, Sunday. Hey, Sunday.
I'd say a lot of positivity. You talk to the 36ers players about Mike Wells and, the group, the things they're running and whatnot. Yes, it was tumultuous. The start to the season with the coaching change, and Scott is such a beloved character and personality and contributor in that organization, but a lot of positivity coming from the players about Mike Wells as a coach and in terms of his knowledge and his ability to communicate.
And he did mention that he wanted to win the quarter. They're currently down by 3 points. Cairns at 23 and Adelaide at 20 for second quarter.
DJ's doing his best to get them back in front of the ledger. Harrell underneath, again with feeling.
You love how he makes sure of it. Steadies himself, composes himself, and then goes up with 2 hands.
The only thing you can't be sure about is the structural integrity of the rims. He might rip one off at some point. He may just break a backboard. Wardenberg gets upstairs and he's fouled by Harrell. He introduces himself to the big man.
Here's Harrell just taking a moment. Quick power dribble and then bam, and you're right. Little extra something on the rim and knows exactly where the camera is.
Wardenberg with the first at the line. 14 points for him. 5 rebounds as well, so he's been a really strong contributor for them in this first half, Jenna.
He has. He's been great. He's been a real shining light for Cairns, and as I said, I really want him to have a great season this year, and he started this game really well.
He seems like one that if he hits a couple of shots early, it really gets him going too. Real confidence player.
Very much so.
Good to see him back and feeling good about himself and his body. Davis, an awkward release. Sixers secure the rebound. Another 14. Silivic working on Adnan. Molina won't go. They keep it alive again. Some of those rebounding woes coming back to hurt Adam Ford's team. They gave up 17 offensive rebounds last week, the Snakes. Davis, time winding down. Can't connect on that one. Cairns will get the last look at it to try and take the lead into half-time. Edwards for 3. Got it! Rob Edwards is fired up! And so too are his Cairns Taipans, who've clawed their way back from a 12-point deficit earlier in the term to lead by 2 at the half.
Well, that's a big-time hit. Big energy in the arena. They have shot the heck out of the ball. 10 made triples at nearly 60%. Look, it wasn't a defensive masterclass from either team in that first half, but it was very, very fun to watch.
So 58-54, Snakes with a narrow lead. Let's go down to Ariana.
DJ, everything going your way offensively in that first half. How do you keep it going in the second?
Man, we're down by 4 points, so we actually suck right now. We were up by 11, so not a good way to close out the second quarter, so we've got to come back out.
They did chip away on that lead that you guys had in that first half. What do you guys need to do defensively?
Just rebound, stop letting them get open threes, and then we got to go playing transition.
Thank you. Good luck.
So it is the Snakes with a lead of 4 points at halftime. 58-54. We'll break it all down after this.
Very simple, tic-tac-toe. Each of you get a basketball. Sadi, you run to that end, you got to make a basket. Josh, you run to that end, you got to make a basket. If you make a basket, come back here, grab a blue or a white, whichever one you got. Yeah, you got white, you got blue. First one to make 3 in a row wins. Cool? Understand? All good? Ready, set, go. DJ Roddy, can we get some music here? There we go. Josh straight up, Sadi straight up. Good. 1. Oh, this can get tactical too. Woo. Sadi's on the burst here. Look out. We got 2 there. Where you going, Josh? Good. Whoa. Sadi's pulled up. Here we go. Layup, layup. prize there for Josh. We'll find a cup of ice or something for Sani. Well done, mate. Good work. And our game night sponsor is Penfoss Homes. Homes available now in Redbridge and Fulton Beach. Your dream home sanctuary awaits. Just move in and enjoy. Chanting team on site on weekends are limited to 4 p.m. or check out all available listings at penfosshomes.com.au. And we would like to thank David Right Partners, Hungry Jacks, as well as major partners Guinness Warehouse, Mitsubishi, Sportsbet, Black Doors, Amy, Tangerine, Tower, Kmart, and Bunnings Warehouse for their support of the 2024-2025 NBL season. Boys are a bit fast on the floor. Jeez.
Halftime in Cairns and offensive fireworks aplenty. Plenty of them from this man. Montrezl Harrell has been busy in that first half, having a real impact, particularly on the rim. He's got 14 points, 6 of 6 from the field. Joel Peterson, Jenna O'Hea, Liam Santa Maria. We talked him up coming in, Jenna. He's been every bit as exciting as we hoped.
He really has, and we heard in his interview pre-game that he wants to come in and leave everything on the floor, and he absolutely is. In the first game, and he's backed it up in this game. He's been terrific, and when he's not scoring, his ability to roll to the basket and open up their three-point shooters is really fantastic as well.
What's happening on both ends? Well, you see the three-point shooting right there. We spoke about it in the first half. Both teams shooting it really well from long range, and man, what a great response from the Taipans. It did look like it was getting out of hand for them at one point during that first half, and they go into the major break with the lead.
They clawed it back, did they, the Cairns Taipans? Let's take a look at our Hungry Jacks highlights. Rob Edwards, just a big part of how they really got going. We know that he's got all kinds of scoring talent. 16 points, he's 6 of 10 from the field, and he helped drag them back.
He's a scorer, and at the start of the game, he wasn't super comfortable because he was handling the rock. And once guys like Kyle Adnam, Tad Dufumaya Jr., once some point guards started coming into the game, and he shifted across to the shooting guard spot, he started doing this. He's 4 of 6 from long range. He's got the 16 points. He's the game-leading scorer, and this is where he's in his comfort zone. The big finish to the first half. Adam Ford will be loving the fact that Rob Edwards has his juices flowing.
Let's take a look at his Blackmore's shot chart. He can get it going from anywhere, Jenna.
He can, and his three-point shooting, as you highlighted, has been really terrific. And then that opens up his drive. They have to close out hard, then he can get into the paint, and he's really crafty in there.
So what do you think Mike Wells would be talking about here at halftime for this Adelaide 36ers team? The lapses down the stretch, what do they need to tidy up?
Well, they've got to get out a hand up to these three-point shooters. I mean, that's the reason why the Taipans are in the game right now. So I think Adelaide probably outplayed them for the most part, but when you're hitting 10 threes in the half at nearly 60%, you know, that's making things tough. So run those guys off the arc.
Well, a great start to our Saturday night doubleheader. Coming up next, it is, of course, Melbourne and Tassie down at MyState Bank Arena. The Tasmania Jack Jumpers are raising their banner after their championship win last year. Melbourne United 2-0 to start the seasons, coming off a throwdown win. That's coming up 7:30 Eastern Time. Don't go away.
Scott Ninnis has done an outstanding job, Jack. He's rescued this team's season.
For sure, Scotty does deserve it, and I would be pissed if he's not the coach for 2 years and onwards.
It gives me great pleasure to announce Scott Ninnis as the head coach of the Adelaide 36ers.
This morning, the Adelaide 36ers management informed Scott Ninnis that he will no longer be the head coach of this team.
I've put my heart and soul into this club for nearly half my life, and I'm deeply disappointed and hurt by this outcome. It's been a very difficult few days for myself and my family. I was completely blindsided by Monday's news, just 11 days into the pre-season.
I didn't even know how to really react. It was just like, is this really happening? You know, how is this happening? You don't know where you stand, you don't know what they think, because then you're just in a whole bunch of unknowns, and it's very, very weird and confusing, and, you know, something you had a whole grip on is just totally gone again. It is a personal relationship, and it's hard to see a personal relationship end like that. I think that was another really tricky part of the situation, because as much as we all love Scotty so much, Mike's a great coach, and it's never a question of whether Mike will be able to do it or anything. It's like he's a legit, experienced, knows basketball guy. Even he would say he came down here to be an assistant coach. He's learning as well.
Come on, big fella.
I think he's going to be great for us. I think once we get moving and fine-tune a few things and figure out a couple moving pieces, I think we'll be really good. We have to move on. It's absolutely time. We have to move on from what's going on. And we're trying to change the narrative here about Adelaide. I love the city. I do a lot in that city, and I want to play and I want to do well for this city. So that's the direction we want to go in, and that's where we are going. We are proud to wear this on our jersey, and we want to do the city of Adelaide proud.
Fascinating perspective from Isaac Humphries on the off-season goings-on at Adelaide. Joel Peterson, Liam Santa Maria and former Australian Opals captain Jenny Hay with you. Jenny, you've played basketball all around the world. How do you as a player go through that kind of turmoil off the court?
Really interesting insights listening to that, and he clearly has a really personal relationship with Scott Ninnis, so that would have been extremely difficult for him. And as he said, Wells is a great coach, and Coach Wells will be given the big fella a lot of confidence to be able to do what he can do, and we haven't quite seen it yet, but I know he'll settle into things. There are opportunities for him. We've seen Harold be able to roll and dunk. I think Humphries has given up a few shots here. So if he gets into the right positions, the point guards will find him, and I think it'll only go up from there.
Montrezl Harrell with the shoe change at halftime. Does he look to you like he's getting into the right positions at the moment, Isaac Humphries, and opening things up?
Sometimes yes, sometimes I think he's shying away from where those spots are. I think they're really open if he rolls hard to the middle. They've got such great shooters that it is going to be open for him in there, and Davis and Kadee will find you if you are open. So he just needs to keep screening hard and rolling, and he'll get going.
Let's have the experience of Jenny Hay, part of our broadcast team. Here's Liam Santa Maria, Ariana Prather with you. First of a Saturday night doubleheader. It's been a very good day in the state of Queensland already in a sporting sense.
Oh boy.
Sunday Detch misses an absolute bunny.
Great find from Humphries. And there you see again to begin the third quarter, just like they did to open the first quarter. Right out of the gates, they run some action to roll it into Isaac. Beautiful pass to Detch underneath.
Out the top of the three-point line is Humphries. Get it back here. Detch, the turnaround. Edwards does enough to knock it loose to Antonio. What do you think Adam Ford would have been most pleased with over the back end of that second quarter, Liam?
I think the way they move the ball offensively, they throw the turnover, but I think that they were moving it, they were finding open shooters, guys were knocking it down. You can see the adjustment he's made here. Pedro Bradshaw couldn't get involved in that first half as Vasiljevic knocks down the floater. And so Kyle Adnam's taken his spot in the lineup to begin the second half. I like it when they've got a point guard on the floor, and Rob Edwards can play his natural spot at the two.
Edwards spoke during the week about not being a natural point guard, so trying to fit in within the offense and still keep the scoreboard ticking over as well. It's a big adjustment. Ariana told us earlier that Taron Armstrong may be back as early as next week, which would be a massive boost to this Taipans team. Here's AK Gak, almost, and he wanted the call. Sixers with a chance to tie it up. Saliva just passes a little bit too much heat on it. Adam Ford's barking the instructions to his team. Adam brings so much experience. Steadying roll. Gak inside his foul.
Well, here's the other adjustment that Ford's made here at halftime. Tanner Groves, the other import that wasn't able to have a huge impact in the first half. He's now coming off the bench. Gak in his place to begin this second half.
Groves does have those 3 personal fouls, so it might be trying to conserve him a little bit, but he has only played the 6 minutes, so hasn't been the best start for him on his home court.
The fact that they're in the lead here after what was just an explosive second quarter from Montrezl Harrell, with 2 of their imports, not providing a lot of production in Bradshaw and Groves. There's a lot to be said for what they've been able to do, the Taipans.
1 of 6 combined, Bradshaw and Groves so far in the ball game. Some really positive signs. Davis can't get it to go. Gak with another rebound. He's been active on that end of the floor with 4 defensive rebounds. Edwards with a head of steam. Poke loose, good defense from the Sixers. Davis, the hit-ahead pass. Humphries just can't finish.
2 missed layups inside the first 3 minutes of the second half. Frustrating for the 36ers.
Adnam directs traffic, top of the three-point line. Wardenberg fall away, got it. Buttery smooth from Sam Wardenberg.
Are we going to call that his go-to move?
It's pretty nice.
Get that to go.
Better by Gak actually carrying a hand on that trap on DJ Vasiljevic. Forced him into a tough shot.
He's been good. Okay, Gak, here he is. Nice wraparound pass from Adnam.
Hell of a pass. Timeout Adelaide. Kyle Adnam getting 2 feet in the paint, creating underneath. That was a beautiful find, and the 36ers want to chat about it.
So 6-point lead to the Taipans at 62-56. Sam Wardenberg's got 17 points. He's 6 of 9 from the field, 8 rebounds. So coming off a quiet-ish performance last week, he's been terrific back here on his home floor. Snakes by 6. Let's get courtside to Ariana Prather, who's got Grant Kelly with her.
That's right. I'm here with team owner Grant Kelly. Grant, you have a courtside seat at the game tonight. What are you liking so far from your team?
Look, as it always is in Cairns, Ariana, it's been an unbelievable contest. We expect this to go down to the wire. I think our guys are trying very hard against a very, very well-coached and well-disciplined team.
New coach, new team. What do you want to see improved on in the second half?
Look, I think our rhythm just needs to get back a little bit. I think we let Cairns back into the game. We had a really handy lead. We stopped playing D. And we've actually got to, I think, focus on the defensive side of the ball first and foremost. We know we can score, but we're allowing Cairns to just get ahead of us.
Montrezl Harrell is so passionate, walking off the court, saying how much fun that he's having. How great is it to watch him?
I look for our fans in Adelaide, actually for all the fans of the NBL. It's been fantastic. I think he's a great character. He's obviously a superstar of the game, and he's a great leader. So, we couldn't ask for more from Trez.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ariana.
Let's have Grant Kelly with Ariana Prather. Had some big swings in the off-season, the 36ers. Got all kinds of talent, especially on the offensive end. At the moment, though, it's the Snakes who are holding them at bay and doing a really sound job of things. Galloway's out there, Groves out there too with Bradshaw. Adnam, he saw the window and he just couldn't shut it.
Another missed layup. This time from the Taipans, frustrating for Adnam. Great take, got right to the rim. When we talk about Montrezl Harrell, they need him out there on the floor. I mean, he scored 14 points in 9 minutes in that opening half. They outscored the Taipans by 12 during his 9 minutes out there on the floor. So he's ready to go. We'll see him in there in the next minute or so.
Humphries couldn't finish. Mayan active on the offensive end with the rebound. There is the man they call Trez. So much NBA experience that he brings to the table. Matt Mayan stepping to the line, one of the South Australians in this Adelaide 36ers roster. It's been a real focus of their basketball department to bring them back. And his junior basketball with the Sturt Sabres. Watch the first one down.
And Groves has just had to take a seat as he's picked up his 4th personal foul, so we won't be seeing much of him again this quarter.
Yeah, it's just been one of those games for Tanner Groves. Picking up a personal every time he's near the ball.
I think that's part of the adjustment as an import coming into the league, potentially.
I don't think it's been anything to do with the way the game's called. It's just sometimes that happens. It was always going to be a tough matchup on the interior. As Bradshaw lines one up, he's having a rough night of his own. Humphries, Harrell, he's got a lot to deal with down there. Vasiljevic gets himself to the free throw line. So they're going to need others. AK Gack, Wardenberg, he's playing well, but also Kyron Galloway to step up with Groves in foul trouble.
So timeout, 62-58. DJ Vasiljevic to go to the free throw line on the other side of the stoppage. There's the Snakes who lead by 4. They trailed by 4 at quarter time. They led by 4 at half time. And they've maintained that 4-point advantage at the Tangerine timeout. Joel Peterson, Jenner O'Haley, and Santa Maria and Ariana Prather with you. The Snakes team red hot from downtown so far in this game. 10 of 18. The two teams combined 16 of 31 from three-point land, which is very, very good going. That's been a real feature of things so far in this one. So you see Mike Wells there diagramming things up for his team. Of course, a little bit of uncertainty about where one of our next stars might land. He's been mooted to maybe head to Cairns. Roman Sialipa, who's such a talented player, the prospect out of Queensland, one of the most exciting players in the country. No better person to ask about where this sits than our man Liam Santa Maria. What's the latest on Big Ro?
I was wondering when the Roman clips were going to roll. It's, you know, obviously we've got Adelaide and Cairns going head to head. They're two of the teams that sat down and met with Roman at the Blitz, as well as the Illawarra Hawks. And yeah, I mean, he's a high-level talent, exciting young prospect, and there's interest from teams to bring him in. He's focused right now on finishing off Year 12. He's got those all-important Year 12 exams coming around the next corner, so you know, he's going to be a few weeks away wherever he lands, and just going through the process right now of working with him and his agent and those teams about those conversations and where he's ultimately going to land. Did I give you anything, Joel, at all?
Yeah, I liked it. So it's not imminent, I think is what we can take out of that. In terms of timing, like with his school commitments, it's not necessarily going to be, you know, tomorrow that he's signing with a team.
No, there's time available as Bradshaw knocks it down. A little sigh of relief for him as he goes to the free throw line for the bonus. Again, he really wants to get that high school degree, and you know, he's gonna get that done in Brisbane. At Brisbane State High School, get his exams done. So, you know, he's a number of weeks away from landing at wherever he chooses to go. So there's no rush. We're going through the process to make sure that we dot all the I's and we cross all the T's.
Are you going through the process?
Is there a process to be gone through? Because I'll find it.
When we do see him out there, he's going to be providing plenty of highlights. He's Roman. DJ's a little bit strong with that one. Kadee on the second chance. He makes good of it. Jason Kadee gets us back to a 2-point ball game.
Man, wow. Complete and utter defensive breakdown from the 36ers. And it's not for the first time. Kyle Adnam got similarly open a few possessions ago.
Instruction to Adam Ford to keep going back to the well, seeing something that he likes. Montrezl Harrell lowering the shoulder into Sam Wardenberg, who walled up on defense.
Not someone I would like to wall up on defense,
No.
but great courage by Wardenberg to take that charge.
Yeah, good luck to Sam Wardenberg, but yeah, I'm not taking that on. He's been terrific tonight. Wardenberg, 17 points. Edwards leads the Snakes in scoring with 18. Wardenberg lights the matchup. Harrell got rid of the ball somehow. By hook or by crook, Montrezl Harrell's back there, making his presence felt.
Well, the home fans not happy. There's a little uncertainty who it came off. There's Bradshaw's hands in there, and I think we end up with the correct call.
Absolutely. Marshall quiet on the offensive end. Just the 2 attempts, but he's been good at both of them. 4 on the shot clock here for the Sixers. DJ from downtown turning away with a hand in the face. That is outrageous.
Come on, DJ. That is as tough as it gets.
Just should not be allowed to do that. And Edwards has things a little easier at the other end. This 3-point barrage continues. 19 makes between these two teams on 35 attempts. Mayen rumbles down the lane, and Edwards is a little bit sore after that. Both come off a little bit worse for wear.
Just go check he's all right.
As they lay on the hardwood. Take a look at the Amy replay of some sweet shooting at both ends.
This is just unconscious. That is an elite level shot, and that puts DJ into the 20-point mark again, so his streak continues.
And a heavy contact on the Amy replay there as Edwards implements the no layup rule on Lat Mayen.
Have a look at the foul of Rob Edwards, and that's not a good sight to see him limping off. Lat Mayen's finally been pulled to his feet.
Well, we're going to have another look at this. The officials
from the nose, perhaps.
Just evaluating for excessive contact as Mayen takes off. They're looking at wind up, impact, follow through. I think you'll be okay. Ooh. We're getting word that I'm wrong. Wind up and follow through, they say. I don't see it, to be honest, but that's how the officials
There's wind up,
adjudicate it.
wind up, impact, and follow through. Sorry.
So Rob Edwards looking a little perplexed.
Did you guys see wind up?
I didn't see
follow
wind
through?
up.
Adam, don't go there, Adam.
I mean, it's in the air. You want to protect the offensive player when they're in the air, but it wasn't head-eye contact.
So I
didn't see the wind up or the follow through. But here we are.
His nose is still bleeding, yes.
So Lat Mayen's still got a little bit of blood coming from the nose.
So was that... Okay, well, the men... Let's have a look for the head-high contact then.
His left elbow perhaps cops the nose of Mayen.
Yes.
Definitely. And look, that was the word from the officials coming into the start of the season, right? We're protecting the head.
He's got a lot of ball there too, I must say that.
Mike, we need another stop beside DJ. He just subbed out.
I just don't see the wind-up and the follow-through. They're the bits that are missing from the criteria for me.
So Edwards is back on the bench. Lat Mayen is also on the bench with the blood still happening. They tried to sub DJ Vasiljevic back into the game. He had been subbed out, so they need to bring someone else in off the bench, which is Kendrick Davis, who's going to step to the free throw line.
There's no reason they can't. They've still got 2 shots and they're still waiting.
So hopefully Rob Edwards is okay for the Snakes after that play. Lat Mayen's just a matter of cleaning up and arresting some of that blood flow. So just going through the administrative element. Now they're saying Jacob Rigoni is going to have to shoot the free throws.
He's got to shoot. This is what stats are saying. This is what stats are telling us. Right? We're going to go with that.
So another of their local products. An injury replacement player last season, Jacob Rigoni. He gets the free throw to go. Second one won't fall. So after all that, 70-67. So let's check in with Scott Butler in the replay centre about that play. Scott, talk us through that one and the upgrade.
Yeah, hi guys. So when you look at the play, particularly from the baseline camera angle, you can see the hit to the face. So the initial contact is actually hard and excessive, but then with the final impact with the hit to the face, that's what turns that into an unsportsmanlike foul.
So it's more the hit to the face, Scott, than the sort of wind-up follow-through that in that criteria.
Yeah, correct. So all those factors add up to the excessive contact. So when you process the play from start to finish, you look at the initial impact, then you look at the final hit to the head on that play, and that's what all those factors turn that into an unsportsmanlike foul.
Terrific. Appreciate the explanation, Scott Butler. Officiating in the NBL is Sam Wardenberg for 3. After the Sixers pulled it back to a 1-point game.
That makes sense. Protect the head.
Big focuses this season. Some sweet shooting from outside. Jacob Rigoni using the free throw line to get a bit of rhythm.
Well, that's big. Way to come in and knock it down, young fella. Big moment. Not someone who plays a lot of minutes as part of the rotation, but steps in right now with Lat Mayen bleeding from the nose. Knocks it down from long range.
Jacob Rigoni this evening has 4 points. In his NBL career, he has 9 points.
No more, that's a warning.
Adam Ford is irate on the sideline. Foul on the play. Let's go courtside to Ariana, who's got an update on Rob Edwards.
Rob Edwards sitting on the end of the bench, about to check in again. I was going to say he doesn't look shaken up at all, but Coach Ford was telling his team to just stay patient offensively. Every single time they do that, make a few passes on the offensive end, they're really getting whatever they want. And I'm sure with Rob Edwards back in the game, we're going to see a lot of a boost offensively now.
Absolutely. So a behaviour warning on Adam Ford among all that. We don't want to turn it into a shootout. That pace element will be pretty important here for the Snakes. Kadee upstairs to Harrell, who can't finish on the lob. Good defense from Galloway. Bradshaw back the other way. He's fouled.
Well, that'll be helpful for the Taipans if Bradshaw can start to kind of work his way into the game. 3 points, 1 of 5 from the field. Hasn't been able to have a huge impact to this point. They've been outscored by 16 during his minutes on the floor. But you can see there's a pep in his step now as he's trying to find his rhythm.
In the first half, it didn't look like he was touching the ball a lot, so when he did, he was forcing shots. He's letting it come to him a little bit more in this second half, and it looks a lot better for him.
Adam Ford sort of framed him as being a darling of the analytical numbers. Coming into this season.
And look, he's one of those players where, you know, not everything he does is going to show up on the box score. Like, look at his defensive versatility right here. He's a small forward who he's guarding the point guard right now. He has that primary responsibility on their playmaker. So he brings a lot to the floor.
First overseas opportunity. Spent the rest of his career in the US. Played with a couple of G League teams. Spent time in the Summer League with the Charlotte Hornets. Shows off his handle. Gives it up. Wardenberg, now Edwards. Had it, lost it. Bradshaw. Here's Sam and Sam. Got another one.
Great hit from Wardenberg. But again, Bradshaw moving without the ball, getting to the open spot, and then making a really good decision to find the open shooter on the arc.
20 for Wardenberg, 21 for Edwards. Kadee gets it to go. Important bucket from one of their veteran leaders. 9 points for Jason Kadee. 1 point ball game ticking toward three-quarter time. Edwards with some real strength. He says, sorry, Nick, too small. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Davis gets the screen from Harrell, kicks it to the corner. Rigoni again! Where has this come from? He had 5 points in his career heading into the corner, and he's got 7 in the space of a couple of minutes.
Well, credit to him. Credit to him, Jenna. We know what it's like. You're a young player checking in early in your career, get an opportunity, and he's making the most of it.
Super impressive, and that's what you want from young guys when they do get an opportunity to come out and take it, and he has grasped it with both hands.
Wardenberg can't beat the buzzer, and what a game we've got on our hands. Three-quarter time, the Snakes and the Sixers can't be split, 77 apiece.
Give it up, Taipans, make our space squad. All right, I'm looking for Lonnie O'Farrell. Make yourself known, Lonnie O'Farrell. Where are you? There we go. Lonnie O'Farrell. Congratulations, you're the winner of our $350 giveaway. Thanks to Big N24 Blues. Orange Army, I want to make some noise. Give it up for Lonnie. It's that easy. Congratulations, Lonnie. Thanks again to our game by sponsoring Cairns Homes. Homes available now in Redlands and Clifton Beach. Your dream home sanctuary waits. Just move in and enjoy. Taipans team on site weekends at 11 p.m. And check out all our other listings at cairnshomes.com.au.
A Saturday night special, the first leg of our doubleheader up north. The Snakes and the Sixers at three-quarter time cannot be split. DJ Vasiljevic has had the flamethrower out, and the microwave at the other end has really got the Snakes going. Rob Edwards has 23. DJ's got 22. And it's a battle of two of the competition's premier scoring guards down the stretch here. Joel Peterson, Jenna O'Hare, Liam Santamaria. There's plenty of green on those shot charts, Jenna.
So much green, especially outside the three-point arc. Defensively, they really need to carry a hand and force them into the paint where there is a few more red crosses for both players.
So 77 apiece. The game has swung wildly throughout. Kyron Galloway calls bank.
The bank should not be open this late on a Saturday.
Snakes by 3. Marshall weaving his way inside, around and out. Harrell tries to keep it alive. Bradshaw with the hit-ahead pass. As it poked away, Snakes keep it alive. Galloway against his former team. He will go to the line.
Oh, an opportunity missed for the 36ers. Really nice move from Nick Marshall. Just could not finish at the rim, and then a little haywire for the Taipans down the other end. But it ends with Galloway at the free throw line. Good energy from the Snakes to begin this fourth quarter.
So 80 to 77. Ariana Prathers courtside. What was Adam Ford's message at three-quarter time, Ariana?
Man, Joel, I wish the people at home could feel the energy inside the convention center tonight. It's absolutely amazing. But Coach Ford actually gave a shout out to Kyron Galloway during that last time out, saying you have the toughest assignment tonight, guarding Montrezl Harrell to keep up the great work. And now he's getting it done offensively as well. We love to see it.
Ariana, what are you seeing from Montrezl Harrell? Scoreless in that third quarter, and just doesn't seem to be playing with that same kind of juice we saw in the opening half.
Surprisingly, he doesn't seem too frustrated when he goes into the timeouts on the sideline. He just keeps patting his chest and saying, my bad, I know I got to do better. And I wouldn't be surprised if he steps it up more in this fourth quarter.
He's just checked out now. Mike Wells has gone back to Isaac Humphries.
Galloway from outside with another big hit. He's coming back to haunt his former team.
Adam Ford would be loving life. You give a guy a shout out in the huddle, a young guy having an impact. He's rewarding his coach.
Open floor opportunity for the Snakes. Wardenberg takes it in strong. He's fouled. 8-0 run to start this final term for Cairns. Sam Wardenberg can make it 10 at the stripe.
Here's Galloway with the pick and pop 3, and then the push from Edwards. Heads on a swivel, surveying his options, and Wardenberg draws the foul.
Oh, you only get that at home. The comforts of Cairns for Sam Wardenberg. Jacob Brigani was still playing some early minutes in this term as well.
It's some kind of line from Wardenberg. This is the free throw there. One board off his first ever 20 and 10 in the NBL, and 5 points off his career high right now.
Who do you think that came against, Lamb?
Don't tell me.
The Adelaide 36ers, round 17 of 22-23. Wardenberg has to go hurdle mode to avoid stepping on DJ Vasiljevic. Snakes out by 9. Adams, stop, start. Galloway keeps it alive. Oh, the no-look pass and the jam from Galloway, who is a man inspired in this final term. And so too are his team. Snakes out by 11, 88 to the Sixers, 77. Adam Ford is getting exactly what he wanted to start this final quarter. All kinds of energy from this team, an 11-0 run.
I'm seeing deep DJ Hogue vibes from Kyron Galloway in the Cairns Convention Centre right now, stepping out and shooting the 3, playing good defense and contesting Harrell when he's rolling to the basket.
Very impressive stuff, of course. He and Latmayan both playing against their former teams. There's a little bit of most improved player buzz around Kyron Galloway when he signed with the Cairns Taipans, that could be his ceiling this season. And gee, isn't he living up to it at the moment? Which is such an exciting thing for Adam Ford and his team. 88-77 with bang on 8 minutes remaining in this one. So 8 minutes remaining. Snakes by 11. And here is the Amy replay of Kyron Galloway off the no-look feed from Kyle Adnam. That's all kinds of pretty.
Really pretty pass from Adnam. Incredible start from the Taipans. 11 zip out of that three-quarter time huddle.
7 points, 5 assists for Kyle Adnam as well, who is proving his worth. And there is Sam Wardenberg with his 10th rebound of the night. So first 20 and 10 double-double for the big Kiwi. Edwards underneath, beautiful find to Bradshaw.
He's moving really well off the ball in this second half. As I said, I thought he was forcing it a little bit, shooting it over multiple hands in the first half. He's moved well, found his spots, and he's looking a lot more comfortable.
How do you arrest this momentum if you're the Sixers?
A big three by DJ Vasiljevic would certainly help.
May not get 3. They'll certainly get 2 on that possession.
Well, I tell you, they've got to get some stops. You know, the Taipans pouring on the points. They've scored 13 points in the first 3 minutes of this term. So you keep letting them score in that kind of fashion as Bradshaw finds his way to the rim. And you're going down in this game.
Just the one bucket so far this quarter for the 76ers. The 36ers there, you see 15-2, 79-92. Dench outside. Mayen across the lane. Wardenberg got a piece of it. Humphries keeps it alive, but not in time.
And now they're second-guessing themselves, the 36ers. Dench should have shot it. Mayen should have shot it. Turning down open looks late in the shot clock. And things are going from bad to worse quickly for the Sixers.
Lost to the Kings by 8 last week. Snakes went down by 27. Rob Edwards has got 25. And it was a final quarter fade out. They were outscored 15-30 in that final quarter. So far, the Snakes have outscored Adelaide 17-2 in 4 minutes of game time. Vasiljevic outside. And it's all just called off for Mike Wells' squad. Wardenberg's been terrific. Adnam's poise has been important. That time a turnover. Davis all the way, almost uncontested before Galloway got a hand on it. But it was a Saturday stroll right down the middle of the lane for Kendrick Davis.
Galloway tracked it beautifully. 5'11". Davis always was going to find it tough as Galloway sent him away.
Forward screaming on the sideline. Davis has got to get it in. Only just did. Good defense from Antonio on the inbound. Edwards, Antonio, Galloway, Wardenberg, Bradshaw out there for the Snakes. Davis, Mayen, Harrell, Vasiljevic and Dench. The 5 for Mike Wells and the Sixers. Davis has just got 7 points. Mayen 6, coming off 23 last week. Sunday Dench just 2. Chance in the corner. Comes up short. Where's this one going to go? It's going to stay in the white jerseys.
Those same shots in the first half. We're going down for the Adelaide 36ers, but when momentum is not with you, the crowd is against you, those shots become real tight.
We saw it in round 1 against Sydney. We saw it last night between Brisbane and Illawarra. There is plenty of time for the Sixers here if they're good enough. And Lat Mayen might have provided the fire starter. Only halfway through this final term. Jackies and United coming up next. Galloway has been the man so far, not on that occasion. Can the Sixers find some rhythm? Something to go on with. Harrell down low. Giving Galloway all he can handle.
Big finish from Harrell. Really good time out from forward. You know, Montrezl Harrell, you know he's going to bring the energy, and can fire things up for his team. Here's the right to left cross. Strong finish over the top. And Ford just says, you know what? Everybody cool your jets. Stop the momentum. Let's get ourselves back on track.
Take a little bit of a breather. Snakes by 11, 94-83. Of course, it's Hungry Jack's round in the NBL this round. We spoke about it earlier. The one thing no player wants to do is give away free burgers.
You're going to give away the most cheeseburgers this year.
The most this season?
That is tough.
I don't want to start problems with the league. Will Magno, just for fun. Will Magno. Shout out, Will. Ty gave him out the most. Did Ty give out the most ones in New Zealand? That's good ball knowledge if you know Ty Webster on his free throws.
Yeah, I would say Hodgie, but he's not around. Shout out Hodgie as well. Shout out Hodgie. No, Dane Pinot. At least I love you, Dane, but come on, man. You've given up a lot of cheeseburgers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course, I'm a terrible free throw shooter.
I hit the announcer. Oh, guys, don't forget we got burgers on the line. I was like, what? That's like a lot more pressure now. So the second one, I'm like, no, I'm not giving y'all no burger.
I hope I don't give people free burgers. Hungry Jacks. Hungry Jacks. Yeah, I love that one. The hot right top. The hot right top now.
So down the stretch, you don't want to be doing that. Giving away free burgers, missing 2 in a row. 94-83, Joel Peterson, Liam Santa Maria, Genero Hay, Ariana Prather with you. 4:46 remaining. 36ers need to make up an 11-point deficit. What is the recipe from here? Liam?
You've got to keep them out of the paint. That's where the Taipans have been getting work done. Getting 2 feet in the paint, pitching out to open shooters, finishing around the rim. So communicate your switches and your coverages. Keep the ball in front of you. Make the Taipans operate late in the shot clock.
Bradshaw for 3. That one won't go. Rebound secured by Davis for the 36ers, who's looking to push the tempo. Led big in that second quarter. Harrell inside. Strong finish from Montrezl Harrell. Makes it back to single figures. Ariana Prather is courtside. What was the message in that last Adelaide huddle, Ariana?
That's right, Joel. Montrezl Harrell walking off the court saying, give me the ball, demanding that he has the ball in his hands late in this game. And Mike Wells, before they got out of that huddle, just pointed at him and said, I got you. So we'll see if he's able to bring that energy that we've been seeing all game here in the last 4 minutes.
Bradshaw misses from the corner. 4 minutes remaining, 9 points the difference. Davis, Detch, Mayen, Vasiljevic and Harrell the 5 for Adelaide. Vasiljevic has got 24, Harrell's got 18, he's 8 of 8 from the field. It's all been dunked so far. Tries to add a little bit of finesse to that. 3-pointer chucked in there for good measure, and Wardenberg comes up with rebound number 11. As you mentioned, Jenna, might be a good time for the Snakes to try and slow things down as Bradshaw inside is fouled.
Yeah, in an earlier timeout, Fordy said patience and ball movement is good for the Cairns Taipans, and that's something that they need to finish off this game. Get really good shots, get the ball through hands. That's a great cut, and get into the line.
2 shots, fellas, get lined up.
While down the other end, Harrell he'd love to have that possession back. Just come to a 2-foot stop in the middle of the paint there and power on up through the contact.
You get the latest news direct to your device. Check out live scores, track your favourite players' Supercoach numbers, video content, podcasts, much more via the NBL app. Scan the QR code on screen. Get it in the App Store or Google Play. Head to nbl.com.au/app. Your go-to destination for everything NBL this season.
Bradshaw checking out. Really good minutes. Started the second half on the bench, just hadn't been able to find his way into the game, but highly influential in this second half since checking back in.
And highly influential without the ball in his hands. It was all his movement off the ball.
10 points the spread. 2 shots coming up here for Davis, who's fouled. 18-8 here in this final term after we were tied at 77.
Kendrick Davis has had a tough scoring night tonight. He's got the 7 points, but he's 3 of 12 from the field. 8 assists, still been making plays, but hasn't been able to tick the scoreboard over like we expect to see from him over the course of the season.
By 15 earlier in the term, the Cairns Taipans. Adelaide led by 12 in the second quarter at 45-33. It's been a game with wild swings of momentum. Is there another one in store across this final 3 and a bit minutes? Tassie and Melbourne coming up after this. Second leg of a Saturday night doubleheader in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Edwards coming downhill and all the way inside. Gorgeous finish from Rob Edwards. Who's going to get it done in these big moments for the 36ers? Harrell wants it and delivers.
Oh, he's such a big target down there. Great option, but they've got to get some stops. Back to 8. 2 or 3 stops in a row and keep pounding the ball into Montrez.
20 and 5 for Trez. Wardenberg outside. Adnam off the line. Antonio for 3. Sixers can get it back to a couple of possessions here. Carroll just can't finish. And he's slow to get up as well. Adnam's wide open. Around and out. Can't be put back in by Gack. Both teams missing some opportunities.
Harrell's very lucky on that one. Didn't run back on defensive transition. Cairns had multiple possessions on the boards. Lucky they didn't make it.
Man, they could have sealed it. AK Gack could have sealed the game at the rim there, and now it's back to a 2-possession game.
97-91, minute and a half remaining. So there's plenty of time for Adelaide. One thing that we know is in the NBL, many stranger things have happened. So Edwards, Adnam, Gack, Bradshaw is back out there now with Wardenberg. The 5 for the Snakes. Detch, Davis, Mayen. Nick Marshall checks into the game for Adelaide. And DJ Vasiljevic is out there with 24 points. Edwards has got 27 for Cairns. Adnam to Wardenberg. 1 on the clock, needs to get it off. Good defensive possession from the Sixers.
They went a real defensive lineup on that one, and now they're getting their subs back in for the offensive end.
Yeah, highly switchable group they had on the floor. And now Harrell comes back in. Now he's made his desires perfectly clear. He wants the rock.
I think DJ Vasiljevic will also want the rock.
How many rocks are there? Because Henrik Davis might like the look of it as well. He is a shot maker, we know that. Detch outside Davis, 6 on the shot clock, puts it up for 3. Kendrick Davis, that is massive.
Wow.
That's his first 3-point shot made. He was 0 of 3 before that shot, and that is a huge hit and keeps them in touching distance.
So tough. Late in the shot clock, single digits. They didn't have anything happening. Isolated, bang. Creating something out of nothing, Davis, and cutting it to 3.
97-94. Bang on a minute remaining. Sixers with the last 7 points of the game. Edwards left alone. Big hit from Rob Edwards. He's got 30 on his home floor on debut.
6 of 8 from the 3-point line.
Wow. Just bodies up on deck there. Creates a bit of space. Oh, man. Big time hit. Late in the game.
Cracks the ton for Cairns. Raise the bat, Rob. 194.
Gutsy shot early in the shot clock.
Huge.
By 3.
What's the play here for the Sixers? Harrell back out there. Davis, DJ. Davis won't get the roll. Mayen and Detch. They can collect it. Here's Vasiljevic. That one won't go. Sixers with another possession. And Davis is clipped by Bradshaw.
2 really good looks. Davis shook his defender loose and had a wide open look, and then the kick out. There's the first one. Had a really good look at that. Great energy on the glass, Mayen and Deck. And Vasiljevic, head fake. Beautiful look from long range.
Already called him. Already called him on.
No more Kyle Adnam now, who's fouled out for the Snakes.
Gave him really good minutes, Kyle Adnam.
I thought the foul was on Bradshaw. I thought he was the one that got him in the head.
Bradshaw on that possession, it was Adnam the previous. So Bradshaw out there with Wardenberg, Galloway, Antonio and Edwards. And they're just sorting out the admin on the sideline. 14 on the shot clock here for the Sixers, down by 6.
If you want to burn a timeout, you can keep him in the game.
And Mike Wells will burn that timeout.
Now, that's to keep Harrell in the game. He was... He had blood on his shorts, Montrez Harrell, so he needed to change his shorts. The official explained to Mike Wells, hey, listen, if you actually want to keep him in the game, you're going to have to burn a timeout. And that's what they've done.
It's been highly efficient. Montrez Harrell, 9 of 11, 20 points, 5 rebounds in the ball game. Rob Edwards leads all scorers with 30. We knew he was going to be exciting, Liam, but it's been quite the display. He is 6 of 8 from downtown.
He's been fantastic. He's now 10 from 15 from 3 across his first 2 games. So shooting the heck out of the ball.
Can we upgrade him from the microwave? Can we make him into the sort of convection oven or the furnace?
An air fryer?
The air fryer's quick.
You happy with that? Man, on the flip side for the 36ers, Jen, I'm not sure your philosophy here, but my view, you don't necessarily need the 3. Still 34 seconds on the clock. If you can get something good for Harrell towards the rim, I think you take it.
Just a quick bucket is what they need.
How do they manufacture it? That is the question for Mike Wells. Davis gets it into Vasiljevic. Davis likes the look of the lane. Outside, Harrell, Detch, 3-ball. Yes!
Great extra look from Harrell. Big hit from Detch. Really well done by Adelaide because they attacked the cup. Kendrick Davis would have finished if he had it. Kick, they've cut it to 3.
27 of 52, these two teams from outside tonight. The three-point shooting has been outrageous. Snakes get it in, Antonio's lost it! Antonio has lost the ball and handed it back to the Sixers.
No point guard in the game. Adnam fouled out, he didn't go to Duffelmeyer. And now, Jonah Antonio, not a ball handler per se, in a tough spot, and he loses the handle.
Have a look, it'll stay an Adelaide ball. 3-point ball game. Davis is wide open. Can't get it to go. Body's flying everywhere. Who's that out of? It'll stay with Adelaide and they'll have a look.
You sure? 100%? Sure? Oh, yeah, you review anyway. Yeah, you're right. You're good. They review it anyway. Huddle up.
Hear the discussion between the referees saying they will review it anyway.
Ooh,
you wonder whether the second touch there from Edwards.
He had a second swipe at it, didn't he? But did he make contact?
Did he retract the paw in time?
So Adam Ford, of course, not needing to use a coach's challenge here. They've reviewed it. They're going to stay with the call. Adelaide have it.
3.5-second difference, shot and game clock. Chance for the 36ers to tie this thing up. They found themselves in a hole at the start of the last. Davis has turned it over. Good defense from the Snakes. Foul is on Edwards. And the opportunity goes begging for Adelaide.
Here we go, guys. Two spots. Number 2, you've got the shot.
Well, there's the action, and good hands from Antonio, reaching in and prizing the ball loose.
And now Rob Edwards, who's got 30 points on the night. He's 6 of 8 from the line, but he's 0 of 1 at the stripe. He makes it 1 of 2. And that's a very big one.
No timeouts remaining for the 36ers. They got to grab it and go.
Be ready for the flash.
You know, they've got the firepower to still make something of it.
Good.
That man's getting full value in his start to life as an NBL head coach, Mike Wells. So just checking the clock here to make sure the requisite amount of time is remaining. Tassie and Melbourne coming up after this. Gee, if that's anything as good as what we've got so far, strap in. Saturday night hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Edwards misses the second, 4-point ball game. So the door remains ajar for the 36ers. Davis puts it up, and there's no foul on the play. 2.4 remaining.
That's a great risky contest from Wardenberg.
You can hear Adam Ford saying no foul, no foul. Because a 3 and a foul could tie this thing up. Davis gets it in. Mayen fires away. Won't go. And the Snakes start their season at home with a spellbinding victory over the Adelaide 36ers. Undermanned, underdogs. And Adam Ford's team comes out on top. 101-97. They were challenged, and they had an answer to all of them tonight, the Cairns Taipans.
That was a super impressive, gutsy win. We know they've had injuries. Foul trouble to their import big man, and they just came up big. Wardenberg, those 21 points, 11 rebounds, like you spoke about, Liam, the 20 and 10 double-double, and then Edwards, just terrific. 31 points, 6 of 8 from the three-point line, and 4 assists to go along with that. That was just a really good team effort.
Yeah, great phrase, term to use, Jenna, gutsy. You know, Tanner Groves, there he is on screen. They didn't get much out of him. 2 points in 7 minutes. He had the foul trouble, and so many others stepped up. Galloway was huge down the stretch. Kyle Adnam coming in, first game back from a knee injury, and he was big, but man, none bigger than Rob Edwards. 31 points on 70% from the field. Big time performance, and you always love to win your home opener, and the Taipans got it done.
That they did. 101-97, tied up at 77 at three-quarter time. They scored the first 13 points of the final term. They win by 4. We're back to wrap it up next.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
What a start to our Saturday night doubleheader at the Cairns Convention Centre. Rob Edwards and the Snakes lit it up. 3-pointers aplenty, and they get it done. A gutsy win, 101-97, wrapping this one up. Genero, hey, Liam Santamaria, the story of the night, really the three-point shooting.
They were unconscious. I know it's hot up in Cairns, and so was the three-point shooting, especially Rob Edwards. 6 of 8 from beyond the arc to get player of the match. He was amazing.
27 three-point makes between these two teams. He was our footlocker player of the game, Rob Edwards. 31 points. What a way to introduce yourself to your new home crowd, Liam.
Outstanding performance. And once he got going in that second quarter in particular, he started feeling himself, and the Taipans all of a sudden had a go-to guy, and they rode him the rest of the way. Great contributions across the board. 20 and 10 from Sam Wardenberg was fantastic, but Edwards was their man throughout the evening, and pouring on 31 in your home opener. What a fantastic, as you say, fantastic way to introduce yourself to the home fans. And they're loving Rob Edwards, and he came up with big shots in big moments to get him over the line.
That he did. He's going to be a fan favourite between the Snakes fans and the Neutrals. Coming up next is Melbourne United. They head down to Tassie. The Jack Jumpers will raise their banner in the building at MyState Bank Arena. Big call team coming up. Hopefully it's as good as the first leg of our doubleheader. Tassie, Melbourne is next.
Yeah, I'm going to open it up with just the hype of the. It's annoying that this is the second time they've played.